Action.
Hi, I'm Ed Pierce from SpaceCoastDaily.com. I'm here with Jim Grimes. Jim had just been named the Associate Men's Head Basketball Coach for Brevard Community College. Welcome, Jim. How'd you get the job?
I had a prior relationship with Coach Carr, who's our athletic director. So he contacted me 3 years ago about coming on as an assistant men's basketball coach, which is the role that I've filled for the last 2 years. This is going into our third year here as a staff. And it was just recently that Coach Shulman promoted me to associate head coach.
Now, when I first met you, you were just starting out as the varsity boys basketball coach for Covenant Christian School out in Palm Bay. Coach, what's the biggest difference between coaching at that level, high school level, and coaching college athletes?
Sure. The biggest difference is the athleticism of the kids that I'm coaching now, the talent level of the kids. I coached some talented kids at Covenant, some great kids at Covenant who worked really hard. The kids I'm coaching now and the kids that we're playing against are just a level above that talent level. They're very athletic. We've got last year off our team 7 Division I basketball players off our team, so it's just a whole nother level.
What's it like to work with Coach Shulman? He's such an outgoing, upbeat individual.
Sure. What's
it like to work with him on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's really great working with Coach Shulman. His energy is contagious, and that's one of the staples that we've tried to have our teams play with, is the kind of energy that he brings to the job every day. It's been really great for me, especially since recently being promoted, that I've been able to be with him on a more full-time basis. So I've been able to see, all the ins and outs of the program, and I'm learning a lot from him, and we feed off each other. But his energy and his commitment to the game, basketball, is clearly something that's very, very important to him, and it means a lot. So we have that in common, so I think we work really, really well together.
Now, Coach, what are some of your duties what does an associate men's head basketball coach do?
Sure. I do a lot of the behind-the-scenes things. I am involved in the recruiting of our players. We do a lot of practice planning. And what I've really enjoyed doing recently is getting in a lot more skill development with our players. We do our regular practices, but we also have individual workout times with our guys a few times a week. I haven't been able to have time to do that before, but now I've been able to be in the gym with some of our guys, doing a lot of the skill development, strategy, planning, the things that we're going to be doing offensively and defensively. It's been a really good learning experience and a lot of fun for me.
And what's the best trip that you've been on since you've been associated with BCC?
Wow.
And being a high school coach, you spent a lot of time here in Brevard County, but
yes.
Where's the best place that you've gone so far with the team?
With BCC, we go to Marianna, Florida, which is actually in the central time zone by the time you get to it, even though it's still in Florida. I really enjoyed our trips there. We made it to the state tournament our first year, which was great. That was one of the highlights. Also, actually, one year we actually played a Thanksgiving tournament. We actually played a game in Tallahassee, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Thanksgiving Day, which when I saw it on the schedule I was kind of dreading, but we ended up having a really good time. My family was able to come with me, and we played at 4 o'clock. We went to had Thanksgiving dinner at Steak and Shake, and we had that's a good memory for me. Anytime my family, I have 4 daughters, and my wife can come, they really enjoy being around the team. I mean, they look at the team as their big brothers and their family, so they love being on the bus with the guys and spending time with the guys. So those are the trips I remember most, when my family's with me and they're spending time with the players.
What do you miss the most about being a high school coach?
I miss Covenant was a special place. I still attend the church there, and my daughter's still 2 of them play there still. So it's a special place, and so I miss the people. I miss the guys that I coached. I still have relationships with a lot of them, including Drew Kirby, who's played for me before he was there, but he's an assistant coach now here with me at Brevard. But it's mainly the relationships and the people there are the main things that I miss. But I still get some of that because I still see a lot of those people.
So, conversely, what are the best things about doing this job here at BCC?
You know, I was just talking to Coach Shulman today because we had 3 individual workouts today, and we did a lot of shooting. So Coach Shulman and I, you know, we participate as much as we can in that sometimes, and we both love basketball still. So we were just walking in the locker room after that. It was just, you know, 3 hours of just helping guys learn to be better basketball players, you know, going through their shooting process, things that I used to do when I was a kid, and things that I still get to do. And I'm getting paid to do it. So when we literally walked in the locker room today, I turned around to him, we were pushing the ball cart, and I said, "This is the best job in the world." And he's like, "Yeah, it is."
Now, when you were out at Covenant Christian, you were also the athletic director out
Yes,
there too. Are there a lot of similarities in terms of administrative duties that you may have in this job that you did to being an athletic director?
It's some of the leadership qualities and things that I had to, you know, put into practice at Covenant I've had to do here. You know, a big part of coaching, especially at this level, you're coaching adults, and part of that is just managing people, understanding, you know, what buttons to push, and you know, some of the administrative stuff I've been able to do here with, you know, expanding our newsletter and expanding our practice plans are some of the things that I did at Covenant that I brought here.
So let's take a scenario. There's a game comes up where Coach Shulman gets thrown out for a technical foul or something like that. Will you be stepping in to coach the team, and are you comfortable in that role?
Yeah, that hasn't happened yet, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen. But if that did happen, yeah, I would step into that role, and I'd be comfortable doing it. You know, things like that happen every now and then. Now, if during a timeout, sometimes he'll be discussing something with an official or something, and I would run the timeout. That stuff just happens naturally. But yeah, I have a good relationship with the guys, and I wouldn't have any issue doing that.
How excited are you about this group of this particular team this year? Seems to be on the verge of something really special.
Yeah, we're really excited about this group of kids. You know, it's recruiting is another one of the big differences between high school and college. You know, it's interesting going out and looking at players, evaluating them, and you have to look at so much more than talent. So it's all about, you know, putting pieces of the puzzle together. And we really feel, although maybe last year's team may have been on paper more talented, we really feel like the pieces fit together better this year. So we're really excited. The kids that we have this year, personally and on the court and off the court, I'm really, really excited about what we're going to do.
Now, how involved are you in the academic side of things too? That's a big part of college athletics.
Absolutely, and we preach that first and foremost. We do study hall every day. Both Coach Shulman and I monitor that. You know, we send out progress reports every other week. The kids have to take that to each one of their professors and return that to us. And so so I'm involved in that administratively, and I'm also involved to the level of, you know, if they need help with the class, if they need help writing a paper, anything like that, any tutoring that we can provide. Although BCC does a great job, they have a great program of tutoring their students. So, you know, part of both Coach Shulman and our job is to help them be successful academically. We want them to be great basketball players, but if they're not successful academically, they're not going to play basketball anyway. We know that has to be taken care of first and foremost.
But it seems that over the past several years that Brevard Community College has exploded with new leadership, not only from the president's role, but also from the athletic director, Jeff Carr, too. How exciting is it to be along for this ride at this point in time? And now the school is going to be a 4-year school, too. Can you tell me a little bit about your personal thoughts about that?
Sure, yeah. I get up every morning, I thank God that He has me here, and I believe He has me exactly where He wants me, and I feel blessed to be here. I think a whole lot of Jeff and his leadership abilities. He's done an unbelievable job, you know, turning the athletic program around, not just men's basketball, but all of the teams. But men's basketball is, you know, we are on the verge of doing something really, really special. So just to be a part of this, especially in my new role, is something that is just a blessing to me.
So how many hours do you put in a week here in a typical week for you?
It's pretty long, you know, Coach Shulman and I, the guys all have to sign in our office between 7:45 and 8 a.m. So we're usually here around 7:30. And so there were a couple nights this week where we would practice 9 to 11 p.m. So those are long days. Getting here at 7